Welcome back. We're live on Channel 5 and also live on My 5. Belinda and Kevin are here with me. Jack the Ripper, for goodness sake.
Yeah, it's amazing that, because we don't know who he was. I mean, assuming he was a man.
Or
Yeah,
indeed she, absolutely. Yeah. Now, we'd love your thoughts on the supermarket chain that is planning to nag you if you buy too many unhealthy items. Give us a call on 0207 862 2222 and I'll speak to you in just a moment. You might say, my gosh, this is an example of the nanny state. Tesco wants to start using your Clubcard data to give shoppers a nudge if they're buying too much salt or too much sugar every week. So, for example, if you look at this basket, here we've got the crisps, you see, and you might get Tesco sending you a message saying, oi, you, stop buying these crisps. Instead, you could get these. These are better for you. These are sour cream. I don't even know what they are. Bites of something or other. Whole grain. So this would be a better thing. So, Vanessa, don't eat those crisps tonight. Have these instead. They might say, you know, there's a chocolate pudding. You keep buying this. You bought far too many in the last week. We've been counting. You've had 12 chocolate puddings in 6 days. Oh, no. Instead, you have this magnificent alternative, which is a protein pudding, they might say. And it could be that I didn't know there was a protein pudding. It could be that I had 12 of these. I could have had 12 of these. I would have had fewer calories, less sugar, and they've told me and I didn't know. Could be, couldn't it? It could be. So, for example, they might say, stop crunching on the crunchy triple chocolate crisp. Don't have that for breakfast every day. Instead, go for the much plainer, much better for you. Go for the Weetabix, the Unbeatabix. Why don't you do that? Stop eating so much of the bad stuff. Yeah. And if they did, Belinda, how would you feel?
I think this is like Big Brother on steroids. The idea that supermarkets are going to be monitoring things you put in the basket and then lecturing and preaching and trying to influence you to buy other goods, I think is incredibly unnerving. It would put me off from shopping at a shop that did that sort of thing to its customers. We are not their experiment. You know, Tesco, well, whatever supermarket does this, they are not social engineering camps. You know, they are there just to offer food and you buy it and you go home. On the other hand,
though, why not utilise the data that they get from your Clubcard, Kevin, not just to try and sell you more stuff that you probably don't want and can't afford, but to help you, to educate you, to say, now, look, we have access to it. We've seen, you know, you bought one bag of that salad stuff and you threw it away. You didn't even eat it. You put it in the back of the fridge. It mildewed and fell apart. But you have eaten, you know, 7 pizzas. Are you sure this is a good idea? Think of an alternative. And aren't they doing that, Kevin, because they love us?
Yeah.
They love us.
They love your money. That's what they want. If they think this is all unhealthy, just stop selling it. Look, if you're worried about your data being mined and taken in your privacy, it's not the government. It is your internet provider, your mobile phone provider and supermarkets who probably know more about you than you do yourself.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of the so-called nanny state and governments intervening. To intervene to help us and take on big corporations. Well, those big corporations, which are producing very unhealthy food with too much sugar and salt, and should be forced to show exactly what it is in there in very simple ways and reduce the amount, as happened with some soft drinks. But Tesco, look, they're flogging all this unhealthy food and they're just looking for a bit of favourable PR. Now, I'd be annoyed if I was pinged because I might be buying, you know, crisps to stock up, or I might be buying them for a party. I might be buying them for somebody else. They could always say on the till, you can only have what will ration them. If they were really concerned, you can only have one bag.
Quick to anger? Why can't you think it's those lovely, adorable people at that charming and gorgeous supermarket who care so much for me and my health? They just want to tell me I'm eating too many chocolate biscuits. They want to say, Vanessa, step away from the trifle because they love me and they care about me. And I'm so grateful. I mean, I don't know about you, but my parents have passed away. You know, there's nobody watching me to make sure I'm eating healthy.
You're an orphan.
So, yes, exactly. I'm an orphan and it's very sad. So if Mr. Tesco or Mr. Morrison's or any other supermarket wants to look after me and say, Vanessa, now be very careful, there's too much salt in all that soup you keep buying and drinking. Why aren't I just grateful for that?
Because little orphan Vanessa, they are very calculating, manipulative and cynical. What matters more are the offers, where they position goods and what they are selling. And they know the current government is going to be more interventionist than the last one, which every now and again dipped its toe in the water to change behaviour, did on sugary drinks, for instance, with a sugar tax. but they really just want to show we're doing everything we can to help.
Oh, I think
that's what they're doing.
Both being horribly cynical.
No, I think
you looking at the gift warden of this excellent information that they want to give you in the mouth? Are you saying, I don't want to hear it, don't tell me, leave me alone, when really you should be saying, oh, thank you, my teeth are rotting, I'm putting on weight, and you're helping me out here. Aren't you meant to just be grateful?
It's wrong place, wrong time for this. It's infantilizing, it's taking agency away from people. We need to be teaching people to be more personally responsible for their own health and not needing nannying by supermarkets. There's this weird God complex, Messiah complex that's taking over big corporations. We get lectured every single day over ideologies they want to pump around, and now they're wanting, you know, maybe the substitutes will be more expensive than the unhealthy ones so they get more profit.
Okay, now I'll tell you what, let's speak to Steve in Wiltshire, who apparently was a chef and knows what he's talking about. Steve, you know your onions. Tell me about this. Tesco telling us don't eat so much salty food, have less sugar, go easy on the cereal, have something else. Is that bad or good?
I don't agree with the supermarkets telling people. Oh, and good morning to you all, by the way.
Hello,
or good afternoon, should I say. But not everybody can afford the good stuff.
Right.
There are a lot of there is obesity out there. I'm not going to disagree with that. You know, you can see it, but they cannot afford the food. The food prices are rising, and as you know, people eat what they can afford, and unfortunately, they eat what they. As I say, they only eat what they can afford. You know, as I know about proteins, about all the other stuff that comes with it, and I used to enjoy being a chef. I'm 71 now, so I've retired, but I still did a bit helping pensioners out, feeding 22 elderly pensioners for a local charity where I live in Salisbury. So, and I see people in supermarkets, and some people are looking at things, and they go, oh, God, what do I do? And I've sort of said to them, what are you looking for? And they go, well, I'm trying to put this. And so I guide them around. And I say, well, why don't you try this, and this?
For example, tell me one thing that you said to somebody, why don't you try this? And they said, oh, Steve, I've never thought of that. I didn't know it exists. Thank you so much. What kind of a thing have you been pointing them towards, Steve?
He was doing he wanted to put a salad together, and I said, well, have you tried mango and
expensive
pomegranate and pine nuts and things like that?
Expensive. That's really expensive. That's why most salads just got a bit of lettuce and a tomato in it.
But the person, there was another one that couldn't afford it, and I said, well, they were trying to put a meal together for their children, so I guided them to the stuff that would help them. You know what I mean? I can't remember that, but I just remember the person because I saw the person.
Okay, well, it's just the supermarket wanting to be you, except on a bigger scale. Thank you, Steve, very much. Nice to hear from you. Let's talk to Hazel in Wolverhampton about this. Hazel, imagine getting a message from a supermarket that says, "Oi, Hazel, go easy on the pizza." What would you feel?
I'd just like to say good morning, panel, and
Hello.
Good morning to the young lady on there, Belinda.
Good morning.
I think it's an absolute disgrace. Aren't people entitled to think for themselves anymore?
Exactly.
You know, it's like the Belinda said, it's like a big brother state. Surely people have got to think, oh, I shouldn't really be... People know it's drummed into them all the time.
But
it's
Hazel...
like all the advertising, which I don't want to go off on a tangent here, but ladies' hygiene products, for example, why are they so disgusting and awful? We all know nappies, we all know what goes in a nappy, but you have to have a picture. Disgusting, disgraceful, and I think this latest thing is absolutely and utterly ridiculous.
That was a tangent that I wasn't expecting to go down, Hazel, and I wish we hadn't gone down it. I now deeply regret that we have, because I can envisage exactly what you're talking about. I must say, I think Hazel's got a point. I think those ads are really horrible, and there's no need at all for them to be that specific. Right. But that's a different conversation. But Hazel says, we're grown-ups, let us buy what we want to buy.
And she still can. She can still think for herself. Look, I think it's a waste of time by Tesco, Hazel, and it might get people's backs up, but you can still think what you like. It's just somebody's telling you what they think you should eat and shouldn't. Do you think it's wrong for public health specialists, public health people to say
again,
eat fruit rather than chocolate all the time?
The healthier quote things that they're saying you should buy are more expensive. So it probably is something to do with, you know, the profits of the different stores. But fine if they want to do it, but, you know, I just think it's utterly ridiculous and a waste of time. And like Belinda said, a big brother prophecy, which who knows what's going to happen next, for goodness sake.
Exactly. We need to stop this train, because what other shops are going to start monitoring everything we do and say, oh, actually, you know, your clothes don't quite fit environmental standards.
That's right. No, it won't be that. It would be your trousers were a size 12. Now they're a size 14.
But this
so
happens.
Step away from the pies. Exactly. You're wearing a bigger pair of knickers than you were wearing before. Absolutely. Let's talk to Elizabeth, who's in Devon. Hello, Elizabeth. Thanks so much for ringing.
Oh, hi, good afternoon, panel. I'm just phoning through. I had a delivery this morning from Tesco's, and I have a couple of deliveries a week from Tesco's. And this morning, when I had my email to say that my goods was coming to me, I actually had a triangle on it saying, do you realise how much alcohol you've bought?
Did you?
Oh!
Yeah. And how much alcohol had you bought?
Yeah.
How much had you bought?
It was only 6 bottles. It was only like, it was like 3 red, 3 white, because I'm going away to my caravan on the weekend.
Small party, I love it.
Wow. But at the end of the day, who are they to tell me I can drink or I can't drink?
And tell me how you feel. I mean, in words that you can use on the television, because obviously we can't insult anybody. How do you feel?
Well, in belief, really. I spend quite a lot of money at Tesco's, and I actually did phone through to Tesco's to customer services and complain to them.
Did you? What did you say?
Yeah. I told them, I said, you know, I'm a grown adult, you know, and I don't even tell my children, and they're like 38 years old, that they can't drink. So, you know, to have this, and they're like, oh, it must have been an error, but they can't keep on blaming the computers for human error.
I'm absolutely flabbergasted. As Stephen Fry would say, my flabber has never been so guarded. I cannot believe that. That's amazing. Well, obviously, it didn't go down well with Elizabeth, which I think shows
it backfires,
won't go down well with anybody, will it? Really?
No.
Shocking.
Well, Elizabeth won't know how many people you are buying for anyway. But
you
drink what you like.
And if Elizabeth wants to drink all 6 herself, that's up to her as well.
It's just going to get worse.
As long as you're not driving.
Enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it even more. Now you feel rebellious doing it, being told off.
Raise a glass to us. I like the way she got the phone and complained straight away, though.
Yeah.
That is counterproductive, and that's just getting silly.
And very puritanical. It's almost like telling everyone, it's starting to lecture people to take all the fun out of their lives, or they're going to get told off.
Back to the drawing board, Tesco. Thanks so much to Belinda and to Kevin. Thank you so much for all your calls. Jeremy will be here at 9:15 tomorrow morning. I'll be back at the same time, same place. Until then, do have a fantastic afternoon. Eat and drink whatever you like.